Well, if he had kids, he's going to name his next son or daughter Poda. Well, next on Live Free and Ham. Hello and welcome to the Live Free and Ham podcast. This is our weekly show where we discuss ham radio topics in New Hampshire, New England, and beyond. We're thrilled to have you here, so whether you're a regular listener or maybe you're tuning in for the first time, we thank you for joining the episode tonight. So let's get into the show. I'm your host, Eric, call sign N1JUR, and I'm with my two partners in crime.
It's Paul, N1OG.
Todd, W1STJ.
And we have a special guest tonight.
Super stoked to be here, Keith, AC1RH.
Cool. All right. Well, if that call sign rings a bell, and I'm sure it does based off of a lot of hunters that might know those four letters and that area section 1 well, we'll get into more of that and talk a little bit more of that. But let's get into some of our usual stuff. So I want to let folks know, as always, I'm going to kind of give you a quick crash course on this one. If you want to connect to the community, the Live Free and Ham community that we have, and it's big, super thriving, and it's been awesome to see all of the great activity. You can connect with us online. First and foremost, head over to our Discord. You can visit at Live Free and Ham, and all of those links are down in the show notes or on our website. You can always leave us a voicemail, and if you got a question, maybe you've been racking your brain, you need some help, you can dial our number at 978-233-1142 and call and leave a message for a good time, and we'll be glad to play it on the next episode. Maybe we'll help you out with something in the future, or just call and tell us how cool the show is, or that, if you're like Bob and, you enjoyed it because, you're on the floor rolling over, laughing. You can always now reach us out. If you're an All-Star user, you can pick us up on the All-Star Hub at 580-571. And as always, you can always catch us on our YouTube channel. We do a monthly live stream.
871.
Oh, yes. 580-871. Yes, thank you. Hey, see, someone's on the ball here. There we go. So that is a correction. 580-871. It's in the description below if you're watching the video. Yeah. And so, you can always check us out at our live stream. I think, we have got one coming up for sure. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you know when we go live. All right. And you can always support our show visiting our storefront at livefreeandham.com/shop, or you can become one of our cool folk Patreon members, and they get access to all of our episodes before they're released. They get all discounts and merch and free sticker packs. There's the private member stream, which is always when we record our episode. And they've got a link to our private Discord and all of the other cool things. And as Bob always says,
you can join for as little as $3 a month. It's not a big expense.
All right, cool. Well, we do not have any mail in the mailbag today, nor do we have anything for the Doing Good episode. So I know Paul was rejoicing, and we are like plowing through this like lightning. So we get to roll right into the next cool episode that apparently is our, anchor staple of Live Free and Ham here. So without further ado, we are going to go into...
It's everyone's favorite segment.
And now, a little something extra with Todd, W1STJ.
Still a general.
All right. Well, this is where you've heard it here. As always, every episode, we help Todd study for his extra class license. And somehow I feel like I'm going to be saying that like it's every year Christmas rolls around and we send out a Christmas card. It'll be that statement every time. Each episode, we pick 3 questions from that extra class question pool. We test his knowledge and hope he gets his upgrade. So if you want to follow along, you can head over to hamstudy.org because it is the best resource out there for being able to help you study for your technician, extra, or general class license. And it's recommended by all of the VEs as well because it's very highly tied into exam tools, which is basically the same tool set that you take when you go your online exam. So without any further delay, I'm going to pass it over to our wonderful VE Quizmaster who looks good in a purple ICOM hat. Paul, take it away.
All right. Well, guess what, Todd? You had a bit of a reprieve last week. We're back to extra class questions. So question number 1 comes from sub-element number 9. And the question is, what type of radiation pattern is created by 2 quarter wavelength vertical antennas spaced a half wavelength apart and fed 180 degrees out of phase? Is it A,
Oh, we've had this one.
a figure 8 broadside to the axis of the array? B, a figure 8 oriented along the axis of the array? C, cardioid? Or is it D, omnidirectional?
Oh, I know we had this one.
Yeah, we had it with K Booty. This was the K Booty episode.
And I can't remember if it was one of the figure 8s, and I used the broadside, and it should be oriented along. It's something to do with vertical.
Oh, now you got me thinking. I totally forgot. I thought I had this one in the bag.
So did I.
Well, the time will run out.
Or was it cardioid?
All of them good answers.
All right, I'm gonna go with. I think it's either B or C.
Okay. Well, can only choose one.
Got to pick one.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go with B.
I'm going to go with A. Keith, you want to dive in on this?
Shit. I'm gonna go with B as well.
All right, there.
I'm gonna go with you.
Right.
Oh, nice job.
Because I know I picked the A last time, and I was complaining because I said just fucking one word changes the whole answer.
So refresh memories for those that don't remember. This is one of those questions that just needs to be memorized. So quarter wavelength apart at 90 degrees out of phase is 2 and 3. Cardioid half wavelength apart, fed in phase, figure 8 broadside to the axis of the array, half apart, fed 180 degrees out of phase, a figure 8 oriented along the axis of the array.
Yep. Just mesmerize the answer. Don't memorize everything. Well, with that, we have a new little WAV file that we're going to play every time Todd gets it right.
I'm sorry.
All right. Question number 2
This
for
one's
this
an old
evening.
one.
Okay. What is a space telecommand station? Is it A, an amateur station that receives telemetry from a satellite or balloon more than 50 kilometers above the surface of the Earth? B, an amateur station located on the surface of the Earth for communication with other Earth stations by means of Earth satellites? C, an amateur station that transmits communication to initiate, modify, or terminate functions of a space station? Or is it D, an amateur station located in a satellite or balloon more than 50 kilometers above the surface of the Earth?
We've had this one too.
I'm gonna go with C.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like Todd must be learning something because, yes, C is
Thanks
the
for the
correct
credit.
answer.
I'm sorry.
Yes, so a space telecommand station is an amateur station that transmits communications to initiate, modify, or terminate functions of a space station.
Wow.
All right, well done, Todd. 2 for 2 so far.
I got to get the third one. I got to.
Oh,
And
you knew
for the
this one
third
too.
and final question of the
Great
evening,
Down.
we have figure E6-1, and the question is, in figure E6-1, which is the schematic symbol for an N-channel dual-gate MOSFET? Is it A, number 4, B, number 5, C, number 6, or D, number 2.
It's either 4 or 5, and I can't remember which way to.
The arrow.
Arrow
It's all about
goes.
the arrow. Oh,
All right, let me think.
So you can't see it, but reminder, D is number 2.
Got it. It's not number 2. I'm gonna
It
go.
is not number 2.
Right.
Yep.
I am going to say. I'm gonna say 5.
I'm going 4.
What do you say, Keith?
I'm gonna go 5. I honestly have no idea, but I'm going with Todd.
I probably got it wrong.
Ride or die.
Right, man. You got it.
All right. Now, if I remember this correctly, 5 is the correct answer.
Arrow left. Loser. Remember you were like, remember arrow left, loser? No
So
bonsai
there you
for
have it.
you.
The correct answer is number 4.
Oh, you know what that means. Woohoo.
Gotta hear that.
Fun. All right. So in the schematics that you see on the screen, number 1 is a P JFET. Number 2 is an N-channel MOSFET. Number 3 is a P-channel MOSFET. Number 4 is the dual gate N-channel MOSFET. Number 5 is the dual gate P-channel MOSFET. And number 6 is an N JFET.
There we go. Play my funky song, DJ. Music to my ears. Love it when you turn that up.
Hey, at least I wasn't 0 for 3, because the last time I did it, I was 0 for 3.
I know, dude, you bombed that hard. It's good to see some of that stuff is just coming back, though. That's for sure. You know, definitely positive that's reinforcing some of this stuff, and hopefully we get a little closer, please, a little closer.
Look at
I like Ted's hint.
Yeah, point in. Yes, there we go. MOSFET in. Yep.
Yeah.
Or lefty loser.
Listen, I'm just gonna tell you that this I get people contact me and tell me on the radio, don't ever get your extra. You're helping so many people.
You're leaving them
Not
space.
wrong. Yeah, it's not wrong. I mean, that is pretty helpful, you know?
Yeah,
It
thank you.
inspires people to do it. to take the next
Exactly.
step.
I'll be
Nice up there, Keith. Way to make him feel good. Because every week we go through this. And every week we keep plugging through. All right. Well, you know, as
Keith,
always.
Now, Keith, I know you're excited to be on this, but like right now, everyone just gets
Fell
rid
off.
of the podcast. They're done.
Yep.
They wait for the extra part and then they just go away.
You know, if we were smart podcasters, we do this at the very end. But you know, hey, we're just like, get it out of the way. Well, let's wrap this little segment up here. So if you're on the journey of studying for that technician, your general or extra class license, then hamstudy.org is, like we always like to say, is an awesome resource for getting your ticket. Maybe you recently received your license or you upgraded, and I know that we've got a couple that Paul's got there that he'll share with us in a second. We want to recognize you on the next episode for your hard work and effort. So you can always email us at livefreeandham@gmail.com, and we'll mention you on the next show, or hit us up on the Discord, or use our phone number at 978-233-1142. But Paul, you've got a couple that passed the last VE session, right?
Yeah, we already talked about those.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, you're correct. Okay. See, I'm totally off. But yeah, the only reason
Just
why
remember, I told you about the 13-year-old that came in and
right, Donovan. Yeah. Yeah, he was the same kid that popped on our Discord when we finally sent him the membership. I was like, oh, cool. Good to see him in. So awesome to see young blood in the
Did he get his extra?
No, not well. He's a technician. He's a no license right now, right?
Yeah, technically he's just waiting for the government to reopen so that they can issue his call sign.
Oh man, all those people. Yeah, that's rough.
That's a slap in the face for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, politicians suck ass. I think they should change the Constitution and say when the government's shut down, none of those assholes get paid either. Because they're all getting paid, but the military, they got to find money for, or the guys that are...
They'd probably run a little faster to make things work, that their paycheck is in danger, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, hear me out, right? So I kind of had this thought there earlier today, right? With how many websites are like just fully automated, right? Like, why is the FCC website from like 1992, you know, when it should be fully automated, and even if the government's not open, like it could still process, you know, the paperwork that we submit electronically. It could still issue call signs sequentially.
Listen,
like,
it is just called the government. Name one thing that they do well. Nothing.
Well,
they
nothing.
suck. They do nothing well.
Well, traditionally the word government means, you know, exactly that. But, you know, from a standpoint of like the FCC getting their asses in gear to build a better website, I heard somewhere along the line like 2 years ago that they were restarting that whole process because
yeah.
But so
It only takes you a day to get a better website. It takes the government over 2 years. Give me a break.
yeah, well, you know, when you're interfacing into systems that were built in the 1970s, the big giant mainframes that they refused to upgrade.
what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and all the bureaucracy that's involved. It's just all the bullshit. Yeah.
Yep, and so that just leads us right into this. Yes. So there you go, folks. There's a little 80-meter rant segment, which we'll see many more times, I'm sure, in the show. But with that, you know, we've got a little segment here. We always like to do our ham radio week catch up. And, you know, before that, you know, I took a little time because, Todd, you were very forthcoming with a lot of great tidbits of, you know, information and things that you know, from our last episode that you just gave me as nuggets of, you know, media and truth. So I took a little time here and I made this for you. Welcome to Todd's House of Bonsai, where you get Best Buy for bonsai. Today, Todd is offering a great deal on all bonsai trees. Buy one large bonsai tree and get a mini version of it, the same thing, for free. Todd always say, if nothing else, then you need to. There we go. more info commercials later. Sorry, man. It was just nuggets. We're eventually going to have to get a summarizer in chief for our podcast, all of our episodes, so people can go back and, you know, pull out those little truth nuggets. So, you know, as we kind of get like into 200 episodes, people will start to be like, no, you didn't say that. You know, this is episode so-and-so. So, yeah. Anyway, if anybody wants to take that position, let me know. Email us at livefreeandham@gmail.com. So, you had a retort or no? No? Okay, good. All right. Well, with that, let's get into our usual show format. As always, we like to ask our guests first, since, you know, Keith has so graciously joined us tonight, and we got some awesome stuff to talk about. So, Keith, how is your POTA ham radio week going?
Very, very great week, actually. I've activated every day this week, and every activation was a success. The bands have just been great. I mean, I've got no complaints, man. No complaints. I got to activate on Tuesday with Paul at a new park, Russell Abbott State Forest. I had never been there before, so that was kind of cool to add a new park under my belt. And also try out a new antenna, too. I'm going to totally botch the name up, but I think it was the Rizard.
The Rybakov?
Rybakov. Okay, wow, I was way off. Okay, Rybakov. The Rybakov.
I like the Rizard. That's a different name. That's definitely catchy. We should talk to Matt.
Hey, all right. So, you know. But yeah, so, and then we went to Eagle Island yesterday for Support Your Parks weekend. So, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about that. So
cool. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, just when you started your statement off of like, I've activated every day this week. At this point, I'm just sad. I'm gonna go over here in the corner and act depressed because I can barely get one activation in most of the week. I am literally the opposite. I'm the anti-POTA of all of you guys combined. I mean, literally, everybody's been doing some activation in some form or fashion. I'm still here on my damn freaking computer doing work. What's wrong with me? I don't know. Send help. Cool.
Eric, all I gotta say is,
how dare you?
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. I could set the building on fire.
Yes. That's all I have to give to that one. So with its usual format, I know Paul's got some awesome stuff to talk about today. How was your ham radio week, my friend?
Well, as Keith mentioned, he met up with me over at my favorite park on Tuesday, and we played with a brand new antenna. Of course, I hate bringing a tuner out in the field, but it's one of those things. It worked really well, though. I was very, very impressed with how well that antenna worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to get through the backlog of videos because I really want to get that one done. So, yeah, because it's going to be a good one.
Oh, cool. Well, it's first comment I guess I'd have to all that. It's your secret place is no longer a secret place. It's now been soiled and tarnished with many, other people outside of your small little tight knit circle. They all know where it is, so it's no longer, the secret place. But
do they know where it is? Do they go to where he goes?
I'm sure Shannon can find it again.
Come on.
He's got the wayward point, so he's already got his kilo. So I think
I'm giving it out on Reddit. Yeah.
The funny thing was, though, right, is I gave Keith a pin to the exact spot where I park.
Exact spot.
And I still had to talk him in.
Well, there you go. So it is still secret. Yeah, we'll have to rearrange a few bushes and put a little bit cloud cover around there, and we'll be okay. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful spot for sure. I'm going to at least activate it a couple of times, while you're gone.
Feel free. I kiloed it. I'm the number one activator for that park. So
1,004. Okay. How many activations to get to 1,000? Do you remember?
12 or 13, I think.
Okay. All right. I'll have to see what I need to do to put the magic together. But
Paul's going to come back and Shannon, me, you, Keith.
Everyone's going to be at 1,000.
Like 2,000 kilos.
He's not even going to be ranking.
Dude, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Off the page.
That's awesome. Yes. It's going to be like, what did you do to tarnish my place? Yeah, meanwhile, he'll be showing us up. He'll have like half of the eastern seaboard all activated on all green. Yeah. Take that, motherfuckers. All right. Well, I'm super stoked that you finally got your kilo there, my friend. It's been a long time coming. A short time in comparison to the long time Todd and I have been doing our kilo at the rail trail. But still good that you got it done before you bolted to head down south.
When you just running at lunch and you're running for an hour, you get what you get.
Well, but like in an hour, I mean, how many contacts did you hit in an hour? Like 60, 70 contacts a couple of times?
No, like 31. I've gotten it maybe once or twice, but sometimes the bands aren't as good. Yeah, I can get between 20 and 30 in an hour easily. Well,
if you're like Keith and you're doing it every day, man, we could have had that done like years ago and had it banged off in 2 weeks, probably. But we're all slackers, so
it's 14 activations. The number 2 person has 4 activations.
Wow! And how many were they off?
And so I've got 1,004. The number 2 has 274.
And they're all sideband?
How many do I have?
It's mixed. So
yeah.
It doesn't
say.
Huh.
Well, there you have it, folks.
AC1RH has 52 sideband contacts in that park.
Yes, sir. Yes,
wow.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you get it good and that park is got some good band conditions, it is phenomenally how crazy fast you get contacts left and right. It just, it's like Paul said many times in the past, it is low noise floor and just, utterly just a perfect place to be able to set up.
Except I would say Eagle Island has a freaking low noise fall.
Well,
excellent, excellent propagation and excellent. Dude, I've never been to a park where you make the one call, CQ parks on the air, and instantly pile up. Like instantly. Like I'm like, did you even spot us? I was like, holy crap! I've never seen anything like it before.
Wow.
And we were Keith? How long were we there for? 3 hours?
Yeah, about 3 hours.
3 hour pileup.
Yeah.
Like we literally had to stop and change a battery and take a leak and get something to eat. And then we came back, like 15 minutes later?
Yeah, and it was just right.
CQ Park,
right up. Yep, right on.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I really don't think we ever called like CQ out like multiple
After.
times. It was just
You didn't even get a
it's
chance to
more-
call
it was the tarp.
QRZ then, ever.
Well, mainly we would do it just so we could take a break and make sure our logs were all up to date. Like it was that
we were on
bad.
the same page. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You got 906 contacts? Yeah, I got 906. I'm good. Very cool. All right. Well, with that, since Todd's already talking about his Eagle Island adventure, how's your ham radio week, my friend?
All right. Well, my ham radio week started when I tried to catch up to Eric, and I did. But we had a little bit of an issue because I was 3 away from getting actually even, and I worked a guy. Let's see, his name is, or the call sign
1000.
is W5WPS Martin in Arkansas. And that guy, I needed 3 contacts, and that guy was at a park that was a 4-fer.
Oh, so you're 1 over. Okay.
So
I thought
I'm
you
one-
had 4 on top of the number that we had decided upon.
No. So I'm
okay.
1 over
Oh, that's a
Eric.
piece of cake.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, I was really trying. And then I'm like, and of course, this guy, calls me park to park, and I get a whole bunch of, I'm in a good thing, and I just freaking had to pull the plug. It killed me. But
I can imagine.
I had another problem because something went wrong with my battery, because I had charged all my batteries up, but I only brought the one. And I don't know, I was like 15 minutes in, and all of a sudden the thing just goes like, when the battery dies, it just stops. I'm like, what the? I'm like, it can't be dead. I just started. So I get my little I bought on Amazon a little battery tester that'll show you like what percentage it's at, and I plug it in.
Yep.
It says I'm at like 100%. So I unplugged everything and plugged it back in, and it just worked. But it was the weirdest thing. Like it literally just went dead. And nothing worked. Even when I first plugged in the tester, it said 0. Like it didn't even turn on. Like there was I was like, this can't be right. So I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the POTA gods telling me to slow down or don't do it today. I don't know. So then
How old's your battery?
it's not even a year old. I got it in like February. It's one of those.
Oh,
Yeah, it was fine afterwards. It might have just been, I don't know, maybe it just got a shock or something and it shut down. I have no idea.
Short.
A short, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
So anyway, so that was that. And then Keith and I were talking about going to Eagle Island. And I was a little nervous because I know like the end of the Merrimack River's got some pretty good currents, and I'm going on a 10-foot kayak, and I'm a pretty big guy, and things not the stablest thing in the world. And we had to bring gear, and yeah, we did it. And we got there, had an awesome time. I think we made 159 contacts, I think.
Yeah.
159 contacts, and we had 44 park to parks, which aren't in my stat sheet.
Wow.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And we had 25 DX entities, and some of them were park to parks, like Lithuania, which
that was cool. That was the first for me.
Right, which isn't. I think they have to submit theirs as well to get it to the stats.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping that by the end of this week, everyone will have their stuff submitted, because Lithuania, I'm like, holy
that's pretty
shit,
cool.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
And then we worked 20 U.S. states, so it was an awesome POTA activation. Like, I mean, literally. CQ parks on the air, pile up. And it got so bad, like and we were also with Sean, who's a W1 SAB. And the 3 of us would look at each other and we're like, we got nothing. We got absolutely nothing. Because there's so many people. And it was just like, everyone was on top of each other.
Yeah. Just a jumble of letters and numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't. And then
I don't know, folks.
And we also had.
You love to say that, don't you?
We also had we had some issues with some of our South American POTA people, hams down there, that were really just rude, annoying, and obnoxious. Because we're working a station. And it's like they got 2 operators, and we're trying to get through them. And as we're in the middle of the conversation, they're booming in 5-9, trying to get
throwing out their call signs and just.
So we just kept ignoring them and taking like the QRPs.
You can do. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had
that That's a contest. That's contesters. That frustrates me so much. The contesters just think like they can do that in the same thing in the vein of POTA. And it's like, guys, there's a reason why people call QRZ. It's to allow the breaks so you can get back into the game. And I'm finding it more like this whole weekend with sports parks was kind of the same thing with me. It's like I would put a call out and I'd wait for the QRZ, but people would be like right as they're like 70 and then it's like N4 SAB, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, guys, come on.
And it was, I mean, it was just a few. It happened. The one guy was pretty bad. Like he was pretty obnoxious, and he was pushing. He must have been pushing like 1,000 watts because he was just like clear as day, like over everyone. And we were just trying to get the guy's call sign, you know. And then we're like, listen, we're not taking you until we get this. And then we had some guy like, no POTA, no POTA, no POTA.
Oh God.
I wish there was some technology where you could like send like a huge current just to blow up their radio. No POTA. Boom.
You know that would backfire on you, my friend.
Probably would be ended instantly.
Yeah.
Everyone's radio would just be in some fire.
Right.
There'd be a lot of like just random explosion. What's that movie, The Kingsman, where all of a sudden everybody's phone was just catching fire, random, be all like ham radios just exploding everywhere.
Yeah.
That'd never be good.
But you know, it was. I mean, we'll talk more about it. But it was I had an awesome time, and I'll tell you, like Keith, and this guy can freaking hear call signs like no one else, right? Like,
Yeah, he's got really good ears.
I'm like, what? And like I looked like, and again, you know, Sean and I look at each other, I'm like, did you get any of that? Like I didn't get one of those numbers, and he got the whole damn thing.
A lot of that, honestly, is because I recognize voices and I recognize call signs.
Yeah, you also have like 80,000 contacts on POTA. So
yeah.
No,
Don't let all the stories get out, man. Let them like give us some time.
Listen, I'm telling you, he is the POTA king because.
No, I will bow.
I have not heard so many people on there, and he's like, I got it. And then he put it down, and sure enough, he had the freaking call sign. I was like, holy crap. I'm like, I didn't hear any of those letters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, awesome time. And it was one of my favorite POTA activations because it was more than just
it's like a mini adventure because when you want to go activate that park, like you can't just show up. You have to go look at the tide charts. You have to go pack all your gear. You got to actually go make the trip up the river and not, you know, lose all your gear in the water.
And not miss the
shame. Land on the island and then activate. So and then make it back.
Yeah. Now listen, and one of the things it may sound like it's easy, but the currents are strong. So you got to like get onto the island. It's not like there's a beach. It's like you kind of go into like some brush and the tide's coming in and there's like grass underneath you. So you get out of your canoe, it's slippery as shit.
Yep.
You know? And I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. So we're trying to get on, just make sure we get everything in and nothing falls out.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, it's like you got to like get to the the ramp where you went in, and if you miss it, you're screwed. Like you're going to be in the fucking ocean because there's no paddling back against that current.
Not at that time. No, hell no. Yeah.
So I'm coming in. They're ahead of me, and I was like, oh shit! If I miss
that's
this,
the other thing about like making sure you pack what you need and that you have what you need, because once you land on the island, you're stuck there for 3 to 4 hours. You're not going anywhere. You know.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Todd actually inspired me with this many podcasts ago where he told a terrifying story about going to Vermont and leaving coax behind. And that is inscribed the fear of God into me on every activation now. So I always like
the coax gate of 2022. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, you get out. I mean, there's nothing to do. There's nothing there. So like if you don't have like you can't turn your radio on because you forgot something. Like it's a long time to just be sitting there.
You better find Gilligan and get 2 coconuts and an old wire because that's the only thing you got available for you. Cool. Well, it sounds like some good stories for sure that we're going to get into in a bit. And definitely. It sounds like you got some good memories there, my friend. Getting out there in the kayak.
And look, this was the first time I've done like 2 parks in a week, and God, no, a long time. So I've got like the bug now. Like I want to go back to, I'm thinking like, okay, tomorrow's going to be Tuesday. Where can I go? Because I can't go to the rail trail, which is right down the road from my work.
We need to talk about that, you know, offline, and obviously get that scheduled because we need to just get it done before it gets freaking cold again. So
there is a park that I haven't done in Litchfield, so that's right near the high school.
I hate that park.
I know. I haven't done it yet, so I could probably just go get that one out of the way.
Yeah, just tidbit is just pulling the parking lot set up. Don't bother to hike in. It's not worth the effort. So
yeah, it's lunchtime. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yep. Cool. Sounds good.
And Eric?
Well, thank you. And so, Paul's already on the queue. He's like ready to get him, reel him in. Yeah. Oh man, this is just pitiful. I mean, I don't have much ham radio this week. It's been one of those struggles that I have not had a chance. Every time I was hoping I'd get out and do something, I ended up getting sidetracked with work or pulled in. And so, I suck. And so my only actual ham radio activities at all have been just brew and activate on Fridays, which has been really good conversations. I've been having some fun with that. We put together a really cool POTA guide that people are seeming to, start to get interested in. And so, it'll be fun to kind of flush that out a bit more and make it more useful. But outside of that, I had a POTA. I tried to do a POTA this week, today. But those that are on my, YouTube channel may have saw the video. I am, suffering from the same issue that Todd had, which is, not having coax. And so I got all the way over to, the Nesset Park US 8014, which is over in Brookline. And beautiful park, fun place. But I got 3/4 of the way down the road, and I'm like, all of a sudden I had that sinking feeling, and your gut that you feel like you always forget. And so you know that feeling. It's just like I'm like, oh crap! I let out a slow shit, and my wife's like, what? She's like, did you forget something? I'm like, yeah, I forgot my antenna. And, I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can I've got a couple of end feds from Matt and Reliance in the back. And then I'm like, I don't have coax. And like the coax I had was literally a pigtail off of my tuner that was literally 12 inches long. And I'm like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this work. Screw this. I'm going to make this happen. So I'm setting the whole entire thing up. And I could not get the damn end fed to tune less than 9-to-1 because I couldn't get farther away from the coax enough to be able to not let my body impact the wire. And the space I was in, it was just too short for it to actually not be on the ground. So it just got really bad at that point. So I tucked tail and said I was going to, rue the day, as they say. So I'm hoping.
Why didn't you just come to my house and get some?
Because I had the wife and the dog. And by the time it was end of the day, it was like, this is just not worth the effort. And so I couldn't you could have called me. I could have brought you some. True, but I appreciate the gesture. Totally. Trust me. I would have but at the same time, I'm like, I'm an idiot. I have 8 pieces of coax in my storage bin at the bottom. You think any of those damn ones would be in the truck? No. Guess what's going to be in the truck going forward tomorrow? So, I am you're going to have to go back in and put together, and I'll be putting a video together for that, whole thing just to kind of talk about it. But yeah, it just sucks.
Here's a really novel idea.
Oh, but do tell, sure.
Get 15 feet of RG316
I have
ABR with the choke, and keep that with the Reliance end fed.
Yep,
in a bag.
I agree. Yep, not even a bag. I've got saddlebags in the back of my truck.
All right, but hold on. So then you take the POTAFlex, the ABR POTAFlex, and you strap that to your bag. So you've always got at least 2.
I could have done that. Yep. Yeah, my biggest problem is my truck is set up so it could be the ultimate storage duplicate N+1 kind of vehicle, and I have plenty of space in my saddlebags. But you think I'd spend every time, and this is not the first time it's happened to me, it's the second time it's happened to me, and you're thinking from the first time I would have been like, oh, let me add the coax, let me add connectors, let me make duplicates of all that stuff in my truck. Yeah, I know. Shake your head all you want because you're 100% correct. I'm not denying that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm the idiot over here.
See, I have my POTA backpack.
Sure.
And I never take anything out of it. So
everything
is in there, and I don't leave the house without it. It sits in the back. It always has a full. Now I've got 3 of those batteries, so it'll always have a fully charged battery. It has my coax, all the adapters, my radio, my 2 antennas. So if I just, even if you're like, hey dude, you want to go do a POTA whatever, if that bag is not in my car and I grab it, it's got everything in it, so it's always packed.
I have everything except because I love verticals. I'm a vertical guy. I've got a bag separate for all my verticals, which consists of exactly everything you described. It has everything in there for the antenna. So even if I didn't have a radio, someone else did, I could hook it up and we could use it. I left the freaking bag at home, so I just need to move a set into my truck for when
you got to make a complete POTA kit.
I can't, dude, because all of my crap is in that one bag already, and I have a lot of camera gear and other stuff. So
you don't need, listen, you don't need camera gear to do a POTA.
Speaking of someone who has no YouTube channel, how is that, Paul? Does that work out? How many bags do you have in terms of your additional POTA gear?
It is not about making your channel. It's about going out and doing POTA. And if you did it like me, you would never, because I learned that you need to have a bag and everything in it, because Paul said, right? You said, always make sure, don't take anything out unless you replace it immediately. And I took that event, and I guarantee, I know that I have a battery, coax, radio, and all the adapters and everything I possibly need.
100%. But, it's not just me, because Mike just posted here. He did a POTA with no coax too. So it must be like this nationwide epidemic that everybody's forgetting coax.
Mike, take my advice. It works. And if you get the Buddy Pole Pro, it fits nicely in that backpack.
Oh,
okay. Now, I have seen pictures
I get that too.
People who connect the Reliance Bug Out Mini directly to their radio.
Yeah. I could have, but the problem is that I was already getting an SWR, and it was on 12 inches of coax of 9-to-1. I can only imagine how much I would have had to shorten that antenna to be able to get it to be in a space enough to be able to, tune 3-to-1. So I don't know. I gave up pretty quickly just because it was the end of the day for me, and there were a lot of angry boaters apparently out at the because if you know the space, they were all mad. I was parked in a spot that was too close to where they were parking their boat, their boats for the boat ramp.
Is that the one where it's like a town beach and you can go swim in there? Yeah. I always park right on I always use that picnic table right on the beach.
Yeah, well, I had the dog, so I couldn't use the beach because they don't allow dogs on that small little beach.
It's closed, though.
No, it was open today.
Not yet.
Yeah, so
people were swimming there?
There were people boating, kayaking, everything.
Yeah, end of the month is when it closes.
Yeah.
I got stuck I was supposed to pick up my parents at Logan, so I was gonna, I said, all right, well, I'm gonna go do this park, and then I'll head down to Logan, and I'll get there early, and I'll do that. What was that park that's right at the end of the runway? With the train station, with the train goes by.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
Yeah, that's like the worst park. You got planes on one side of you and trains on the other.
Yep.
And then that guy was like, so I wanted to do that park, but I didn't. So I'm getting into the zone working on that Brookline Park. And all of a sudden it was I look at my watch. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, they're coming in. I look on the map, their plane's over New York. And if you know my parents, they don't like being late, so I'm hauling ass trying to get down to Boston on a Sunday night.
Oh boy! Well, at least there wasn't any traffic. That's good.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Are you talking about? It's not the Castle Island one. Is that the one?
No, it's in. I think it's in Revere. It's right on the water. It's like a big park.
It's probably Constitution. It might be Constitution. Sounds like Constitution.
Yeah, maybe. But there's a train track on one side, and then the plane, the end of the runway, in the water.
That's the one you activated. Yeah, I see. You're the fourth person to activate it.
It's noisy-ish. I mean, not only is it noisy, but it's you got everyone's there. When I did it, everyone was there having cookouts, playing their freaking Hispanic music and cranking it. So I couldn't hear. Oh yes,
that's the one I did in the video. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
I couldn't hear that, and then I got a train going by me, and I'm and then it's just noisy because you're in the middle of Boston. It's wires everywhere. I'm holy crap, this place sucks.
Yeah, the top activator has only 220 contacts and 9 activations.
State Park.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And then when I was there, the guy's kicking me out. He goes, "You got to leave now." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they don't
now?
like people loitering. I have to find that video. I got to remember what that one was. But yeah, that is a very loud RF noisy park. But at the same time, it is not, ever not busy, especially whether you have planes or the trains or the people just hanging around the neighborhood for sure.
Dude, that park's only been activated successfully 28 times.
Yeah, I know, dude. If you go down there,
listen, it's packed and it's freaking loud. There's just people.
Island.
Yeah.
Todd, you're number 4 for that park.
Yep, you are.
Really?
With your one activation.
How many contacts did I get?
64.
And the funny thing, the next step, like the second highest activator is AC1JR, which we all know.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's only got 2 activations and 86 contacts. So that tells you how bad the park is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect place for if you're picking someone up at Logan to go do a POTA before, like instead of sitting in the saltwater, you would have an hour to kill. But like you said, it's not a
you want a good
friendly
park. Like a POTA friendly park is Castle Island. Like I love that park, although you have to get out of your car and walk through it. But once you do, it has all of the seaport. So all of the cruise lines coming in, they come in through that way, and you can see the airport off to your left. And there's another couple other, it's just as busy as the one you went to, Todd, but you're not like watching literally planes take off. You can see them off on the background. But yeah, that's a nice park though. That's a lot of space for sure. I can't find the video that I was doing. Anyway, so cool.
POTA Adventures.
Oh God, does it ever not end? Yes. All right, cool. Well, I will stop looking for that video. If you want to go see that video of the park we're talking about, there was one that I think I called it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on my channel, and that was the exact one Todd and I have activated. And it's noisy as all get out. So. All right. With that, we're going to kind of dive into topic today. Obviously we had invited Keith on, and we're so glad that he came on and wants to hang out with us. He is a devout listener, so we appreciate you listening to us babble on often and frequently, but always enjoy, feedback, and you definitely, a great supporter, and we thank you for that. But that's not the reason why you're on here. The reason why you're on here is because you are what we deem as a POTA god. I mean, you are a deity, I think, in POTA land. I mean, from the title perspective, I hate to pull up all your stats and, put them out there, but, you rank in I think we did last couple episodes, Paul, you brought up his stats. He's like in the top 50 or something like that of most activations and contacts, correct?
Yeah. So I did a little bit of math. Keith is 5,607 contacts away from 100,000.
Oh, dude.
He's
That's
currently
impressive, my
currently sitting at 94,393.
That is nothing to be humble about, my friend, because that is freaking phenomenal. Alone. That people come to me and they're like, oh yeah, you know a lot about POTA. I'm like, no, I don't. I have people like Keith who know a lot about POTA. He does it. He puts the rubber to the road. So yeah. So, let's step back a little bit, because I'm sure obviously people want to know the man, the mystery, the myth. Where did how'd you kind of get in? What's your ham story a little bit? How'd you get into, ham radio and that area? And then more so, what led you into the POTA side of stuff?
So, in summer of 2023, I was having a conversation with my dad about radio communication, emergency communications, and it just turned into ham radio licenses. Let's get ham radio licenses so we can talk long distance. We didn't have any real idea of what it really meant. We just knew that this license would grant us the privilege to communicate, over the radio. So, all right, so we both get our technician license. He kind of falls out of interest in realizing, we really can't go that far with the technician license or whatever. And that's when I just slowly started learning more about ham radio, and I discovered POTA. And it has just been a dream ever since. I started off hunting. I really liked hunting. It was really easy to do. There was a website right in front of me that told me what frequency I could go to. Could I reach this person? Couldn't I? And then it just turned into, I want to be that person on the other end, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
you wanted to be the hunted.
yeah, I want to be the hunted. So I upgraded from technician to extra, and I just started activating, and I've just been activating ever since. So,
go Paul.
You are number 28 in QSO rankings.
Yeah.
Wow.
Parks on the air.
Holy crap.
11th for SSB.
Wow. Dude.
SSB only. It's 11th. Yeah.
Dude,
So
go ahead.
I get a call from Ralph, who is our president, and he goes,
local club.
What'd you say?
Of our local club.
Yeah,
for those that might not know.
Sorry. Yeah, of our local club. And he goes, hey, so this guy Keith is coming to the meeting today. He wants to talk to you or Eric. He's into POTA, and he wanted to talk to you guys. And I was like, cool. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. So I get there, and he introduces me to Keith, and I start to have the conversation, and Keith goes, are you on Live Free and Ham? I'm like, oh, you know our podcast? Like the first guy that I've ever known that besides people we know that I didn't know was actually listening to us. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh man, I love it. I was just listening to you guys on the way up here. So I was like, wow. I'm like, this guy recognized me from my voice. So I'm thinking like he's never done POTA before. Like he's just trying to get into it because that's typically like they say, hey, go talk to Todd or Eric. They're at the club meeting. They do POTA all the time. And let him to know it's like you, and at the time I didn't know how into it you were. And then I started looking you up. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like the rookie here. This guy's like the master.
Yeah, I had no idea that I was listening to your podcast, going to be meeting you. That was like a complete surprise. So
Right.
We're sorry and happy at the same time. Thank you.
Ralph, his thing was just, I'm going to introduce you to people who know about POTA. It was like, oh, okay, cool. So Todd, Eric, there really wasn't a name thing at the time. So then that's when I heard your voice. And I made that connection. I'm like, holy crap, you know?
Wow.
But
and obviously it pays off because that's your like superpower because you can hear voices in a big pileup.
Listen, it is his superpower. It is. Yeah. Look, if anyone can go out and do a POTA with Keith, it's quite phenomenal. Like it's a skill set that like none of us are even anywhere close to it.
I don't want to like, I'm not trying to like brag, but I do it a lot. So like, I average about I got the numbers. 359 contacts a day in the past 30 days.
Whoa.
That's before park multipliers.
Okay. I'm going to leave now. You can host.
Yeah. So we didn't even we had a shitty day then because we only got like half that. Not even.
Wow.
Yeah. But the point was, what was it getting at? Oh, I started recognizing people's voices and people's call signs. So like a lot of those people who were calling, I already knew or knew of, you know, so it was really easy just to get a little bit of information and then just piece together the rest. It was mostly guessing. So,
and they knew you. A lot of guys knew you.
Yeah.
You know, they just, cause they probably worked you like 1,000 times.
That became very apparent when I activated with Paul. Because like almost every other person was like, "Oh, hey, Keith." I was like,
Paul must have been like, what? "Oh my gosh, not another one."
What the hell's this?
So it was literally, oh, Keith has somebody with him.
Oh
and
man, that's
like,
awesome.
No.
Yeah, all right. I'm the extra wheel here. Sure. Yeah.
See, I feel the opposite when I'm Grouch because everyone's like, "Oh, it's Grouch," and he's got somebody else with him. I'm like, "I'm a YouTuber too. I do ham radio."
And I'm like, with all you clowns, it's like I don't know, like. No one knows me. They all know, oh, Eric has to have the long QSO when we're in a pileup because someone recognized him. You know. But I will have to say this QSO or this this work in Eagle Island, I worked Sean and Keith. I mean, not Sean. I worked Mike and Shane.
Oh,
Shane
yes,
from Clubhouse. And I was psyched because I saw that Shane's, I said, God, I go, that's pretty similar. And I didn't really look it up because they were both at the park. And I'm trying to get, and then I hear Kilo 8, you know, Mexico, Romeo. I'm like, oh, that's K-Murder. I'm like, hey, Mike, it's Todd from. He goes, hey, you're just talking to Shane. I'm like, yeah. And these two, and Keith and Sean, they're like, who are these guys? Like I don't think you guys put the connection out, or if you don't watch them or whatever. But they were they were at a park.
So I have to clarify because we have to put that quotations in it. Was that with said amp on or said amp off?
That was on.
Oh, on, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am all about the amp, dude.
So we'll get into that in a second. I want to hold off that. I think that's some good tidbits of stuff that Keith can provide. So just kind of diving more into Keith because I'm sure people want to know.
You know how I wanted to go into QRP a little bit? I'm like, fuck that. I want ampage.
QRO.
I
mean, technically our input was QRP. We were only running 10 watts into the amp. So
sorry, Mike.
And,
Mike's crying right now. But anyway. Sorry, Kevin is crying. Not Mike, I should say, but Kevin, Mike is soothing him at the moment. So, so with that, let's kind of continue down the trail there a little bit. So, obviously, you started with POTA, you got into it. Like, when did it I know for me, it clicked at a certain point where it's like it just became like, oh my gosh, I have to do this a lot, and know that happens for certain people when they start to get like their inflection gets higher when they talk about the words POTA. When was it for you? Like, was it short period of time, or was it like it took you a year to kind of start to ramp things up?
When I first started out activating, I looked at the map for like area where I lived and looking at all the surrounding parks and just getting the intel of like what's going on. And I found that just south of me in Massachusetts, there were 6 parks that had never been activated before. Eagle Island was one of them.
Oh, so you were early. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So, but it made me wonder, wait a minute, why are these parks that are surrounded by other parks that are being heavily activated, why is no one going to these? So I slowly found out there were reasons why these parks were really, really hard to access. They couldn't just drive up to them or walk into them. You had to either find special access or kayak up a river to get to it. But just the fun that I was having and this mystery of trying to get into these parks just started slowly growing into more and more of me wanting to activate more and more. So, and it just grew from there.
Paul's looking at stats.
You have 29 activations on the island. You have 9,342 contacts. And not one single digital contact.
It's all side,
I want to point that out. Not one.
But dude, like, can you imagine if he had to do one? Like, he would have to haul all that gear over with him. That's why he doesn't do it.
Listen,
I mean, if he could do CW, I'm sure he'd be doing those all as CW.
Okay, the thing. First of all, like your first time. I mean, my experience being the first time going there is number one. You got to first kayak out past all the boats,
and all
the buoys
docks.
and docks, and get out into the stream.
Yeah.
And there's where the docks are and the boats are, the currents going one direction, one way, the other direction. So it's not, I mean, it's easy to do, but like, it's not like you just can like float out there and you have to paddle and guide.
Yeah. And you got to be careful. You can't get killed if you do something wrong. So,
yeah, like if you that current will take you into a boat or under a buoy or something, you're probably screwed. So then I'm thinking in my mind, like, this guy's done this. He had to do this the first time. And then he's like, yeah, it's about 2 miles downriver to this island. So you get down, and then all of a sudden there's like the freaking river splits, goes one direction the other way, and you're coming in one way, and then on the way back it's the same thing. The river across from the island, there's like it splits left or right, like which way do you have to know how to do it. And never landed on it. It's not like there's a beach. It's not like you can just like, it's
no dock.
Yeah, there's no dock.
They're not giving you like an umbrella drink kind of thing.
Like on the left of it, it's like this freaking big rock, and then everything else is like grass, seaweed, right? And the tide comes up and down, so there's not even like sand. It's not like you can just. So he goes. So you guys, I'm gonna go first, and you guys go right to the right of me. So he goes. He just rides right up the grass, and then I go, and then and then Sean went, and we all got on. But like I get out of the kayak, and I almost fell in because it's so damn slippery. Because you're on grass.
Yeah.
That's underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Paul's got the pull up there. Which side of the island do you guys come in on?
the left.
The left side?
See where you see the pointed tip of the island that's to the right?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Okay.
If you go to the island with your mouse.
Yeah. Paul, you're driving.
Yeah, you can't see your mouse. Sorry.
Okay, well, the tip of the island right there, right where it says Merrimack River, you can follow it right to the tip. That's where we landed.
Oh, wow. And that's like all marsh?
The little piton sticking out to the right?
No, up to the
that's
top.
straight.
The little point that looks like a nipple. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where we landed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, that's a small spot.
Now, imagine, right, if you miss that, because you could miss it, because we were like literally on the tip. If you miss that, now you're going fast through the other side. And now you'd have to
at that
across.
point, you'd have to catch up. There's a couple of other marinas down the river just under the chain bridge that you can catch if you do miss it. I've never had to, unfortunately, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay. So what's the issue with the tide? So if it's low tide, you're not going to get to it, or
so wait, go past 95.
The highway. Yeah.
Keep going.
Go up the river.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So you see, where is it at? Where did we
Alliance Park.
No, we go the other direction.
Oh, the other direction. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the other direction, Paul. Go
keep
down,
going.
down.
Keep going.
Down.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Keep going.
Keep going.
There's the marina right there.
Right there. Cashman Park.
That's where we launched from.
The ramp at the far left is the one we launched from.
And then where you see all these docks are boats, and then in this whole area between all the docks is boats, like tied to buoys and shit.
Oh, wow.
So you have to come all the way out
in the river.
Yeah, you have to get out to where it says Merrimack River and then start going down.
Yeah.
And that's upstream or downstream?
You're going upstream.
You want to
at the time.
You want to be putting in when the tide's coming in.
Yeah.
So that the tide helps push you to the island.
Right.
Yes.
And then you take it on the way out.
And then you wait there for about 3, 4, 5 hours, and then the tide will start coming back out. And the longer you wait until it gets to low tide, the faster it will deliver you back to Cashman Park.
Yeah, it was easier going back.
Yeah.
And that's like 2.5 miles?
That's a good freaking distance.
Yeah. 18 minutes is the best time I've ever done one way. 40 minutes is the worst.
Is Carr Island Sanctuary also a POTA park or no?
No. Oh,
wow. That's a bummer.
That
little island is, but none of the other islands are.
Right? Yeah. They are USI islands, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but no one really does that, I guess.
Apparently. Well, nobody but you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great, dude. Wow. That's a haul.
Now, there was someone else that said that they activated that park.
Oh.
And when Keith emailed them, you emailed them, the guy said, well, I had to mud it. I'm telling you,
there's no
mud in that.
There's no mud.
Like,
and not only that, too, if you look at the tide charts of the day that he activated, it's impossible to access the island because low tide was literally at 11:01 a.m. on in the middle of the day. Like it would have been impossible to access the island during daylight hours.
Wow.
From if you were, what is that? If you were east of it, like
if you were, or the other, even in the other direction too. Still, you still would be, because if you were north of Eagle Island, you'd have to come in through the marinas up past 95. But I don't know who has a membership to any of those.
Yeah, and I don't think he. I mean, he said he had to mud it. There's no way.
And you would think too that of conquering such an island like that, you want to talk about it a little bit more. Like that's kind of why I went to them. I went to them to be like, hey, let's share in this thing that we've done. And nothing back. Just I had to do a mud walk. What? From where?
That's like our FT8 person over at said
Right?
Reed's Ferry Forest.
I was telling Keith that. I said this guy was activating. What did he activate?
6,000 FT8 contacts.
Yeah, but he activated one day in a snowstorm. Right? He activated. What's that park?
Reed's Ferry Forest.
No. The one that we.
you talk about Great Brook.
Yeah, he activated Great Brook, and then he literally 20 minutes later he was activating.
Oh no, Bear Brook. Sorry, not Bear Brook. That's right.
He activated Bear Brook, and then 20 minutes later he's activating Hampton Beach, and it's a freaking blizzard outside. We're like, there's no freaking way he's out there. You can't get to that place in 20 minutes. Let's see.
No.
That's why I took a lot of pictures and a lot of videos the first time I went, and every
prove it.
few trips, because I didn't want anyone to contest that I ever went to that island. So,
oh, dude. They aren't definitely gonna with 29 contacts. I mean, you just point them to this episode, and
you were the only person with more than one activation. I mean, there's only 4 activators for the whole island, right? So you're at the top with 29.
Yeah.
Then there's N1 ATV with 1, W1 SAB with 1, and W1 STJ with 1.
Yeah, and that SAB is Sean. So it's me and Sean and Keith that went Saturday. And the other guy, we don't think he did it because you didn't mud anything. There's no mud to be found.
Yeah, good luck with trying
and the tide charts for that day. Good luck.
Yeah, there's too much, evidence mounting on top.
I think it shows one, doing a park like this that's hard to get that's no one ever done. The fact that you researched it, figured out the tides, got in a kayak with your gear, not knowing what to expect, and did it, and then did it 29 more times.
Oh yeah, and every time was a different adventure. I've been on the island twice when it has completely flooded out. I was telling you, Todd, that there was one time where my Pelican case with my radio in it on was floating in the water. And the only thing that was keeping it from floating downriver was my mic tethered to the radio. So I had pictures. I'm like, you can't see it too well, but you can see the water up on the Pelican case. You can see it. It's floating.
Dude.
Yeah, it was weird. We got there and the tide was still coming in. And when what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, can you hear me? You're okay. We can hear you. Your video went out.
All right, I'll figure it out.
You will.
We could. The water was coming up, and I'm like, "You sure we're all right?" You're like, "Oh yeah, we're good, we're good." And literally got up to the chairs, and then it went out, and it was there was a whole dip, and we had to actually pull the kayaks down a little, the shore kind of dipped down, right, at low tide, and we were farther.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was a cool day to get out on the water. Beautiful day. I mean, I woke up, there was ice on I put my kayak the night before on the car, and I had to power wash it because it had freaking all kinds of needles from the pine trees and stuff. And I put it up on the roof, and then I woke up in the morning and I get out there, it's freezing out, and there's all this ice from the water that dripped all over my kayak. I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. I'm like, there's already ice on it. I'm like, and then we got there and it was beautiful. It was absolutely perfect day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
So, all right, interesting. Todd, you can fix your video. So
I'll do it right
for
now.
The rest of the video, folks. But since we're not watching your Elgato background, so you're you obviously to get to this island, you got to have your gear system set up perfect. Is your gear systems for doing Eagle Island the same as you do any other POTA, activation, or you guys have you have a special kind of setup that you use all the time?
For the island, I have specifically a kit, which Todd saw for that. The amp was just an addition to that, which was the last minute. Let's put this in a dry bag and hope it works, and it did. So thank God. It really depends. I really don't have a one set POTA kit, because I feel like there are different activations that require different things,
Yeah,
So
good idea. Okay, so now that you've broken it out that way, what gear do you have? So what's your usual MO when you're not on the island? What are you running for setup?
Well, I either run an 891 or a 991A. Those are my two go-to radios. Antenna is the DXTW 5-band Explorer vertical dipole antenna, which Todd saw on the island. That is probably my favorite antenna, just because I get the best results out of it, and it's the easiest to set up, and I've done it so many times now. It's just like another hand for me. It's just there. It's easy.
Now, what do you mentioned you obviously logging specifically with what was it, hammers?
Hammers version 1. So if it's not broke, why fix it? That was my logic, and it's always worked for me. I've never had a problem with the app or the program or whatever. But now that I'm seeing all these great new features like with Polo, it is definitely time to upgrade.
But you're running a laptop though.
Yes, a very small laptop. I got a Lenovo. What is it? Lenovo something. It's a real tiny, thin laptop.
Client,
like a Chromebook. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So now, how is that, like, what differs in terms of the, obviously doing Eagle Island with the setup? I mean, you still run an 891 and, full 100 watts when you're out there, or are you running lower power?
So every other time that I've gone, I'd usually always run 50 watts on the 991A or the 891. I kind of changed things up, and I took both radios just to see, how one would do, if I liked one over the other or whatever. But I'd always typically run at 50 watts just because I get more runtime out of my batteries. And
what do you run for power on your batteries? You running a 20 amp hour, 15 amp hour, or smaller?
I have a 30 amp hour and a 40 amp hour, but Eagle Island was all done on a 30 amp hour battery.
Wow.
Yeah, at 50 watts.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So, Paul, you can throw in. I got a couple other questions, but we'll wait for Todd to finally figure out what button he needs to press to get himself added. Sure. You're still frozen there, friend.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the deal is. I restarted everything.
You might have to jump out, jump back in, maybe.
I did. I just did that.
Okay, well, we've got a still image of you.
We got a picture.
And we got your audio, so you're good. So until you figure out what the video problem is, keep pressing the buttons until they do something. So anything you want to throw in, Todd? Sorry, Paul, while I'm working on?
Well, so I just got to say, huge shout out to Keith for being so humble in his POTA accomplishments, right? Like, when we were talking, I know I had made mention to you about having him on the show, and you let me know that he had respectfully declined, and so I was talking to Keith, and I said, dude, like, I think just talking about your activations and like our listeners would want to hear about it. Like, the things that you're doing is fantastic. And he's like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't think I have anything really to offer. And I was like, dude, that's what I said when Eric asked me to join the show.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I know I've done some impressive things. I don't want to like rub in anybody's face. I don't want to piss anybody off. And I also know that there are a lot of people that aren't as blessed as I am. I have a lot of time on my hands that a lot of people don't have. And I'm very fortunate because of that. I'm very blessed because of that. I understand it. I don't want to really put that in anybody else's face, So,
well, as Ted chimed in here, he definitely wants you, and he's glad that you're on here as a guest, and he recommended you to be on here. So you definitely have your voices and your as Paul says, the knowledge that you have alone, like us, even myself, I'm like, where can I like learn more to be able to be more efficient, or and getting into activations, because you do them so much. It takes a while to like build that acumen, and definitely, like, as Paul was, a firsthand experience too, your hunters, like they're your family, when you go out there every time, like I'm sure, like if I asked you like, hey, well, who are your favorite hunters? You could tell me 5 call signs off the top of your head in a matter of a couple of minutes.
I just thought 10 of them.
Okay. So, and we all sort of have that, but like, it takes a while to build that rapport because you have to be present and you have to be doing as much as you're doing it, which is freaking phenomenal. I mean, I'm super jealous. I wish I could spend every single day of my life doing POTA.
Oh, I love it. I love activating. It's great to be able to get out to the park. You're outside. I know sometimes I activate from my truck, but I have the windows down. I'm still outdoors, and sometimes I operate from the bed of the truck. But It gets me out of the house. I'm on the radio. I mean, come on. There's nothing else better. I love it.
100%. 100%.
Now,
I agree.
all right. So I want to throw this out there, and I won't get into too many personal details, but you are a combat veteran, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so like myself, right? One of the most therapeutic things that I can do is just get out into nature. For me, whether that's hunting, fishing, parks on the air, whatever it is, right? It's very therapeutic.
It is.
And so I'm sure that there's probably more than a handful of listeners that are in similar situations that we are. What kind of advice would you have to them for kind of having like POTA as your therapy?
Good question.
Not to like totally put you on the spot.
No. I'm just trying to think of the words to put in because the simplest answer is the dumbest one. It's enjoy it. Make sure to enjoy yourself in the moment. When you're on the radio, realize where you're at. You're at a park. You're at an amazing place. You're outdoors. You're not doing anything that's hard or challenging. You're on the radio. You're reaching people all over the world. Hopefully, knock on wood, but. Yep. You're making contacts, you're making friends, and you're doing something positive. So enjoy the moment and don't get too lost in I don't know, maybe competing with others, trying to that's the thing that I've had a problem with is that people seem to think that they can try to compete with me and out activate or whatever. I don't even know where that comes from. I don't even want to get involved. Just enjoy activating, man. They
want to be contesters is really
right. Yeah, please. Oh man, but enjoy the moment. Yeah, that's really it.
I can say POTA for me, and I've been in the hobby 30 plus years. So my very early ons, as I shared on other episodes, was that my next gradual step when I was going to get my upgrading ticket was always in some form of contesting. And at the time, that was all that was really offered. And I learned very early on that contesters are cutthroat. There's no fun in it after a while because it's all about points and systems and multipliers and how you can optimize your system and who you can partner up with to be able to get your score better. When I got into POTA, and I know you picked that up very quickly because you and I had that discussion of, very early on with a bunch of other folks of it's a family, it's a camaraderie. It's and as you pointed out earlier, those that want to share when I'm sure you get it all the time. They'll look you up and go, hey, Keith, I saw you on QRZ. How did you activate so-and-so park? And I bet you probably type up a dissertation to them with all photos and video and everything else like that in between to say, hey, go try it. I want you to go be successful.
Yes. That's what was so great about having Todd and Sean along yesterday was being able to share that experience with someone else.
Exactly.
Like when I emailed that guy, I wanted to share that experience with someone else because this is not something that everyone can just walk up and do every day, So, and now I got 2 other guys now that I can bullshit about that. So yes, please get out there and activate.
And it's funny you said that because that's exactly what Paul, I, and Todd all do to each other all the time. It's we give us crap about the rail trail and stuff like that, but we're all hey, we want to see you be successful. It's we're rooting with Paul when he gets his kilo, and we know he struggled and got his ass kicked twice, trying to get those last 4 contacts because how hard it was. But at the same time, it's dude, I'm gonna crack open a beer for you because I appreciate that all the hard effort you learned and you were able to get something super cool that people in our community know that's wow, that took a lot to get to.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we applaud you, man. You are like, you're an ambassador, even though you might not look at yourself like that. Like it took a long time for me to swallow that, as a like, oh, I don't know if I can, live up to that. But in essence, I found it was like, hey, I don't have all the answers, and you don't, you're not one of those types to profess that at all, because I've hung around with you and we've done, all our POTA meetups and stuff like that. And, you're always willing to share, something, or, help somebody along, or like, dive into something of a problem, like, hey, how can we solve this really quickly? So it's always cool to see, those are, I know, the good guys in the ham radios, kind of, they say. So we'll not to, inflate you up a little, but yeah, we're going to, because, you're worth it. You're one of the good guys.
The accolades are deserved.
Yes. Thank you
very much.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
There we go. He's finally working now.
Holy crap.
10 minutes later.
Dude, I don't know. It switched to like virtual camera or something.
Oh, weird.
It works.
Now you're back in the game. Back in the game. That's awesome, Sam. I love this life. So, yeah, I mean, now that you're back, Todd, you want to throw in on anything, since we've made Keith, our POTA wizard.
Yeah. Let me just fix this camera and just give me a second.
You're good. The blue background's fine.
No, I know, but I'm too close.
It's okay. We're not looking up your nose.
All right.
Just turn your camera up just a little bit.
Yeah,
don't try and
physically move it. Physically move it.
Just physically move the camera up
just a
little
bit.
bit.
There we go. Good. Done.
All
right.
Yes. Hey, sweet. Good.
All right. All right. So I don't know what you guys were just talking about, because I was trying to fix this camera, but can I talk about our activation? Is that what we're talking about, or are
we haven't gotten to that point? So, but yeah, we can go that direction. So we were just kind of, building up, Keith, because in essence he's awesome, and Ted was saying it in the chat that everything. So it's definitely a good situation. So yeah, let's go there. So let's talk about the the activation that we referred to earlier in the episode. So Todd, you obviously finally got your kayak out there cracked. Keith is already a pro at all this. So I know you guys were planning and scheming in the backgrounds for tide charts and all that other stuff. So I'll leave it to you guys. Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about it. God, probably a while ago, and we were going to do it in the summer or in the warmer weather.
Yeah.
And it just never happened. I was too busy with baseball and all kinds of stuff.
Baseball.
Then he brought it up during the podcast, and I absolutely lost it. I lost it. When you guys were talking about me for like that 8 minutes on your podcast,
Yeah.
I like lost it. So hearing Todd want to go to Eagle Island was like the highlight of my year. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So Keith just reached out to me and he said, hey, he goes, we can do it. These are the days we can do it. And I was looking at my schedule, because I was going to take a day off of work and do it. And I have a 3-day training up in Attitash this week. So, and this was the week we were going to do it. And I'm like, dude, I don't think I can do it, because based on the tides. And he goes, can you go Saturday? I'm like, fuck yeah, I can go Saturday. And I looked at the weather, and it's like, it said it was going to rain. I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. It's going to be in the rain. And then all of a sudden, the weather changed. It got warmer.
Yeah.
I was like, the wind wasn't going to, because like the days before, it was like windy as shit. And I'm like, and then I'm driving in, and I keep, the way I go, I got a crease. Hi, Becky.
She can't hear you. You didn't tell me you were coming down. I couldn't blurt it.
So I, as I'm crisscrossing the Merrimack River, I see it totally calm, right? I'm like, ooh, it's nice and calm. Nothing's going on. And I get closer to the ocean, and it's like still calm. I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm not going to have to worry about any, getting tipped over, or, because like I said, my kayak's not the stablest thing in the world. So, so it all worked out. And then he said, he goes, hey, this guy I know, Sean, he asked if he could come. And I said, yeah, I don't care if he comes. He goes, yeah, he's going to bring like a tent kind of thing to protect the amp. And then he told me, I go, oh my God, I've been talking to Sean all week in the mornings. So like I've been on the Fort Mountain repeater, and I've been talking to him because I met him at the 24-hour POTA at the fire, and him and I had probably a good long hour conversation or whatever.
Oh, it's that Sean.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you didn't make the connection. I know you were busy in the trailer.
And
I
hung out
apologize.
in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, 24-hour POTA, Paul is not going to do the live stream. He's going to hang out with people. Todd is going to run the live stream.
So I was like, yeah. So he came and he brought his. It was kind of like it wasn't like a tent. It was like it was made by Kelty. It was like a tarp with poles, kind of.
Like a fly, like a triangle, air sails.
Yeah. So it was one of those. So we set that up, and Keith was like a machine. Like he just had his shit set up. Like I looked over and there's this like weird looking antenna. I'm like, what the hell is that?
He had sandbags on the island already.
Yeah, he had sandbags.
Wow. So like, you got a small stash already over there?
Yeah,
gear on the island there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're there, and I'm like, he's trying to put the stakes in, but it's like underwater, right? Because we're on like this grass that's getting flooded by high tide. And I'm like, is that gonna work? He goes, I don't know. And Keith's like, oh, I got some sandbags. I'm like, when did you bring sandbags? He goes into the woods, comes out with these sandbags. I'm like, oh, that fixes everything. So I mean, Paul talking about being prepared. This guy is like way ahead of the game. He's done multiple trips, left what he needs to leave out there. So we set up fairly quickly, and we try to get going, and he can't get the amp going. Now we're using the 600 watt amp. This is the first time I've done anything above 100 watts. So I was kind of excited about that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
And we found out that he forgot to hook the coax to the amp. He just had it to the radio. So I'm like, do you have?
I put it to the UHF VHF connection port on the 991A instead of on the amp. Yeah.
Oh,
like an idiot. Yeah.
Thank God you were transmitting on 2 meters.
Yeah. So he put that on. All of a sudden, it's like boom, and like everything is like crystal clear. And I'm like, oh, and the thing that bummed out is I'm driving in and I talked to Ralph, and Ralph's going to the club activation at Clough Park. No, he's going to Clough Park.
Oh, Clough Park again. Yep.
Right. So he's going to Clough Park, and he's talking to me about the bands and how shitty they're going to be. There's some solar storm. Like, of course it's going to be shitty because Todd's going out to do
punch.
Right. Todd's going out to do a POTA. He's planned all this, and everything is working out except the fucking bands. Big surprise. So I look on my app, and it's like 20 to 40 poor, 10, everything like below 20. It's like fair, which normally means it sucks. And I'm like, this is going to be the worst. So I'm like, but you know what? We're going to have like the 600 watt amplifier. That will help us. That'll even us out. No, it didn't even us out. It fucking made us the fucking king of the air.
You were the loudest person on the air.
We were getting like Great Britain. We got Scotland, Wales, England, multiple times 5.9 booming. Like literally, when I was telling Ralph on the way back, I'm like, dude, these guys were clearer than you and I are on this repeater. Like that's how clear they were. And I said, this amp thing is freaking amazing. I'm like, it makes a huge difference. Now,
the antenna.
What? Oh, and the antenna. Which is so.
The amp only affects your signal going out.
Yeah. But everyone's hearing us, right? But then he's got like this antenna, and then it's kind of cool. And I was like, he's like, oh, this is supposed to be a like a home antenna. I was like, really? And then he goes, oh, let me make sure I'm on 10 meters. I'm like, you can't adjust it? And he's like, well, I could have bought a more expensive one that you can actually adjust it like from your shack. But this one, you got to like go and put the plugs in for each band. And I was like,
just like the Buddy Pole Pro.
Yeah, exactly. But definitely much better antenna because it has like, you're not screwing in those little, it's like real clips. Like it's like
it's
metal.
It's beefy. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, this fucking antenna would suck at home. Like you're in the middle of like New England and in the middle of winter and like, oh, I want to try 10 meters. You got to go freaking lug outside and switch the things. And he's like, no, I could have paid more, but I'm just using this for POTA.
Yeah. Just for portable operation. I just got to walk a few feet to go change it. It's not a big deal. And it's less gear I got to carry.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier because it's just marked. Like it's not like the Buddy Pole Pro where you adjust that everything. It just goes and it's done. Yeah. So we just started going, and like I said, we started out and it was just pure pile up from the first call. He calls out CQ Parks on the air, and as soon as he let go of the mic, it was like, bah! And it was like we were all just like, holy crap. Man. And it was not for what, 3.5 hours
Same frequency,
nonstop.
28,347 the entire time.
And we could have gone longer. Like literally, we could have.
We had more battery. We had about another hour on battery.
And the tide was getting pretty quick, so we were like, "Well, we better start going now." Then,
yeah.
But it was awesome. It was one of the coolest activations where we worked so many.
Hey,
did you write that?
Not me.
Huh?
We obviously know who wrote it. Come on, really, there's only 3 of us that have access to that.
All right. So anyway, let me just go over some of the stats, because I told Keith about what do you call it? Ham 2K.
Yeah.
Polo.
Yeah.
And I love this app. This app, I mean, we've talked about them before on other podcasts, but this was the first time I really got to use all the features on it, because there was just so much going on. So we had 100.
Wait a minute. This on your Mac?
No, I use it on the iPad.
Oh, I was gonna say you could stream share, but whatever. Go on.
Well, I took a picture of it, so I can.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
put the picture up. That way people can see it online. And those that are listening to the podcast, head over to the YouTube channel and watch it there.
All right, hold on a second. I'm not the best.
I know. Sorry, I screwed up the flow.
Yeah,
But for the record, for all of those that just listen, you get a much better perspective by watching.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Paul's right. So I was thinking, as Keith and Todd are talking about the amplifier and the island, I'm like, I wonder how much damage Paul would have done with his, that one, you guys did, Abbott, Russell. If you brought the amplifier, he probably wouldn't have needed Shannon to, attend. He probably would have easily had no problems, making, 1,000+ contacts within 600 watts.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right. How do I share
little icon down below?
Yeah, I got that.
You got the picture open.
Yeah.
And okay, so click the little thing and find the window.
Oh, window. There you go. Oops.
IT with Todd.
All right. Well, I'm going to first. All right, I'm going to first show you this is the map.
All right, it's coming up. Big screen. Okay.
All right. So this is the map of what we.
Oh yeah, we got Morocco.
So one of the cool ones is we got the Azores out here. We got Portugal. We got Morocco.
Wow.
And then we got Uruguay, which my son Zach and I looked. This was the farthest contact we made miles wise.
Wow. Dude,
and you see, we got a ton in Florida and a ton in Texas. And then we got a couple out in California. I think we got Arizona, New Mexico. And then all these in Europe.
Like maybe a Utah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Europe ones, we got Lithuania, which is, I don't know, is that Lithuania right there, I think? All right, you can't see my thing.
In between Germany, Romania.
Yeah, you got Belarus.
Yeah. So Lithuania was at a park.
Yeah,
so
that was pretty awesome.
We were excited about that.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped about that.
Wow. Have they
right.
confirmed yet? You confirmed
No,
yet?
not yet. All right, I'm going to take this down and open up the other one. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so then the second one, this is...
Sorry, Eric, I fucked it up.
Oh, got it. All right, we're good. I'll lock that way it doesn't get screwed up.
What do you lock?
Our views, so you can bring other stuff in, but it doesn't move it if you decide to grab the picture bigger.
All right, so now I go here.
I was making Todd's picture bigger. I didn't realize it was going to make us bigger too.
Yeah, I dragged all of our views in. So,
all right. So this is what we worked. So we made 150 QSOs in 3 hours and 32 minutes. We did 35 park to parks plus 9 were multiples, which got us to the 59. All right.
Okay.
So if you look at that, 35 park to parks, and then within that 35, there was 9 extra ones. So either 2 furs, 3 furs, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
We had 97 contacts in the U.S. Then we had the Netherlands, England, Italy, France, Germany, Belgium, Scotland, Spain, Wales, Colombia, DR, Lithuania, Venezuela, Portugal, Northern Ireland, So we got literally
Quite a
all of Great Britain.
25
including-
DXCC entries. So you're
Yeah.
what, 700 or 6 something, whatever, if you do
Yeah.
the math.
Right. Austria, Brazil, Switzerland, Poland, Uruguay, Haiti, Morocco. So we got another continent. So we got South America, North America, Africa, and Europe, Greece, and the Azores. So, and then you can see we work 20 U.S. states.
And was that all on 10 meters?
All
Yes,
You
all
never
on-
left
all
10
of it.
meters.
We never left the frequency
Never left.
or
Wow.
10
Yeah.
meters. So it was,
10's been gangbusters lately.
yeah.
That's
And,
Yeah,
and,
man.
and these stations, like 90% of them were 5.7 and above.
They were booming in. They
Yeah.
were booming hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like we had a bunch of.
That's usually what conditions are like on the island. That's pretty
I mean-
typical out there.
And you're still in saltwater, so
Yeah.
like we're literally like,
Well, standing in salt water, from what I hear, in some cases.
well, Sean was like, so like I was on the left side of the radios, and Keith was on the right, and Sean was like kind of in the middle, and he was a little farther back. And as the tide's coming in, and he's on one of those little what are those that you have, America? Those little portable chairs.
Oh, you're talking about the, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
So
I'll
he
remember
pulls
when
that,
you
and the
get to
thing
it.
is like wicked tiny, right? Like, so it comes out, it's like this big, and his ass is sitting in it, and the water's like coming up, and I'm like, I keep looking over my shoulder, and I'm like, dude, that water's getting pretty close. Like, you're gonna be like literally sitting in the water, and then the tide went out, and he has an alarm, and then the alarm starts like, I don't know what it did, it like beeped or whatever, it tells us the tide's going out, and it went out quick, like the antenna was under, like the stand was in the water, and then it was like, it was like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
It goes
I
up.
always set an alarm for high tide or low tide, depending on the day. But that way I know when I can plan or how much longer I have left on the island.
Right. And we only had to change the battery one time for the amp.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, we
And-
drained one battery.
and that's when we had to go to the bathroom, and we got something to eat, and came back like 15 minutes later, and as soon as we got CQ Parks on the air,
Yeah.
blah,
Yeah.
Wait, you said you got something to eat. You guys left the island, or you
No.
just basically
No,
had
just
food
brought-
on the island?
I made it very clear. I made it very clear to
We're not
everybody.
leaving.
Bring whatever you need for the time on the island, because there is no turning back. Lunch, food, water, hats, sunglasses, suntan lotion, creature comforts, whatever it is. Do not forget it, because you're sick.
you can't. I mean, if we hopped in the canoe and it was still high tide, there's no possible way you could
not getting back.
paddle
No,
out. There's
you're
no
not getting
way.
back.
And you just start going more upstream. I'd freaking take the thing all the way up to like, at some point it must like change, right? Where the tide doesn't affect.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like up around here,
I
the
didn't know that part.
Merrimack River doesn't change direction. But it was like, so it was a little break, and you had to stretch or whatever, but it was freaking crazy. And it was, I mean, just getting, and like the ones like Belgium, we got a lot, and the Netherlands, we got a ton in the,
Netherlands, yeah.
sounds like the Netherlands, we got a bunch of scouts, the Jamboree that they were doing.
Yeah.
We got one in Dominican, and then I know we had one in the Netherlands. But I know there was a guy in the Dominican, and he was like the first one we got, I think.
Yeah.
So it was pretty awesome, and it was like, if we didn't have to fight the tides, and if we didn't have to kayak back home, like I could have stayed out there until dark the way the bands were going. Like,
if you want to do it again, we can do a longer trip. I can make it happen.
yeah,
I can make it happen. We can do 300 contacts on the
I
island.
know. He's like, oh, we'll get 300. I'm like, you're not going to get 300. And then I was like, oh, shit.
You just got to make sure that the tide's coming in still when you're leaving,
Yeah.
because if the tide's going out, it's pulling you in the wrong direction.
No. The tide's going out is when we want to go home.
Yes.
So when the tide's coming in,
You're going south,
yes,
not north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yes,
you're going. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and
yeah. Just don't miss your exit.
yeah.
I know, right?
That's what I said. So when you saw on the map, like when you're out there, you got to like kind of do like a right hand turn, and you got to, the current still dragging you this way. So it was hard paddling. Like I kept
in hard.
Like I was trying to estimate, like, okay, if I get close to this buoy in this boat, it'll keep drifting me this way. But if I keep going forward, I will hit it, right? Like I was trying, because Sean was way left, and I'm like, and he was paddling to get back.
He was like running circles around us. That man is an experienced kayaker. Let me tell you.
He had a kayak though that was like, I think that kayak was just more aerodynamic.
Kayak.
Keith has like a barge, and I've got a fishing kayak. Yours looks like a barge. Like
it's like a mini barge.
It's like the ultimate ham radio kayak.
It is
because you can store so much on it. And mine's just like a freaking fishing kayak. So it's not really like, it's kind of fat in the middle. His was all sleek, and pointy, and he was just cruising around. I was like, but he went down farther and had to come back, and I'm watching him, and he's like, paddling harder, and I'm just like, all right, I got this. I'm gonna hug this freaking boat dock, and then I'm gonna go just left to the buoy, and as I'm going, it's gonna keep dragging me sideways as I'm going forward, and I should hit the ramp.
Wow. So Keith, so these guys are really the only two other people that you've really invited and brought to your secret place, then, pretty much. Like, no one else has obviously hit the island ever at all, except for that,
I don't think there's anybody ever been on the island.
No,
I mean, it doesn't.
Nobody ever there. Yeah.
It doesn't look.
Apparently, if you could leave stuff there, no problem.
But it doesn't look like anyone has ever. It's not like there's trails and stuff. Like, it's just this grass, this long grass, and woods.
Yeah.
There was one time. I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was this year, but I'm saying activations ago. I was trying to get 10 bands on 10 different parks, the N1CC award, and I wanted Eagle Island to be one of those islands. Well, I had to bring a chameleon end-fed antenna out there in order to do it, and I had to hang it from a tree. Well, I left it there with the intention of coming back to activate the next day. The problem was I couldn't make that activation, and because of that, I couldn't go back to the island for like another week. So I ended up leaving it there for like a month before I ended up going back to the island, and no one ever touched it. It was still sitting there.
So what are these, Todd?
All right, so this is our tent.
Yeah.
And at the highest high tide. Now, if you look, you see the grass that's kind of out, and there's some water in the grass, is there? At low tide, that's all dry. And it drops. It probably drops 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, there's a dip, yeah.
So this was, this is where we, it's kind of like you kind of brush up here, and then you walk in and drag your kayak. And he's like, bring your kayak in, because this is all going to be underwater. So this was what it looked like when we set up. Mm-hmm. Looking out, and this was. You see that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so this is Sean, and this is where we have the tent kind of going this way and the other way. I'm sitting obviously where I'm taking the picture. That's the amp, the radio, and the battery for. That's
for the radio. The amp is on the other side. You can't see it.
Yeah, and then and that was that's pretty much it. There's another picture of.
You have to rotate it, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it came out.
Just grab that little icon up at the top right-hand corner, and just the one that's got a little arrow with a square. Rotate it.
There you go. Yeah, so that's and that's how, and you can kind of see where Sean was. So he's farther back, and that water was getting close to him.
Wow.
So, and then this is just more of that tall grass, and then you can kind of see in the back left-hand corner, you see the woods.
So it's pretty much, you can't get into the dense woods. You have to do a lot of bushwhacking, and then pretty much to get back there.
You can get in the woods. This is what I was telling them when we got to the island. In order to get in the woods, you need really thick shoes. There are vines covering the entire island where there are trees that are just covered in thorns, and it's all over the island. So you got to go in there with good footwear. The waders that I let Todd borrow, I know from experience, can get pierced by those thorns. So yeah.
So if you look behind me in this picture, you see kind of where it's all flat.
You got it, Paul.
What happened?
I'll let you run it. I didn't see when you got back, so sorry.
Sorry.
So you see like where it's all like flat, like the grass is all matted down, like that is all underwater at the highest point of high tide. So we had come in, I took this picture as soon as we got there, and all that was underwater. So right where the tall grass is to my right of my hat, that's basically where the canoes were just on the other side of that, but that's basically the water line at high tide.
Wow.
That spot I purposely selected out. I always activate from that exact spot because I can literally run my coax just on the edge of where the water comes up and all the way up to my antenna, to where my antenna will be underwater just a little bit to help with propagation. That's just at like max high tide. So we almost had it there for that. But yeah.
It might be a deadliest catch there, Ted, in terms of like how he gets the island and scheduling and stuff like that. But
so,
definitely sounds interesting.
When we get there, right, there's this huge fucking rotting fish, like on the ramp, like huge
Sunfish.
And he's like, I think it's like one of those deep water fish. And then when I finally looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's a freaking sunfish just sitting there on the ramp, just bugs and rotting.
Yeah.
The smell was
horrible.
That's the same as a flounder, right?
Yeah. They kind of float on the, when I was up in Maine, when I went to Maine for like, I forget, it was at the end of August. We were walked out. Zach and I walked out on this like rock pier all the way to the end, and there's like a metal tower that you could climb up and see. And off to the right, we see like this fin, and it's just doing circles. And all the kids there's a bunch of kids from Quebec. They're all talking French. They think it's a freaking shark. You've got the Coast Guard crew or whatever, the harbor master coming up there, another guy coming, they're all circling it. And the thing's just like, it looked like it was like retarded fish. Like it was just flopping around out there. I was like, what is going on here? And the kids, and you couldn't see it. And the guy finally came back and go, hey, what was that? And he goes, it's just a stupid sunfish. It like looks like it's having a seizure. He goes, that's what they do. They just float there and flap around. But that's what that was. And it looks like a flounder. It's got like a fin this way, and and it just kind of plops there and suns itself. But yeah, man, that thing stunk. And I was hoping it was going to be gone by the time we got back, and it wasn't. It's probably still rotting there now. But yeah, I mean, it would be a cool place to go fishing too. I mean, if I was going to sit there through two tides, I'd probably bring my fishing gear and just throw a couple lines out there, see what would catch. And there was shit.
Dude, when would you have time to do fishing? Literally, like you were in a pileup from the moment you got there.
Well, I know, but
exactly.
But
right?
I'm like, if you were there for like,
you can be there. You can be on the radio. Damn it.
Yeah. Paul gets it. I would have thrown a line out there.
Oh, I know, I get it, but like when you're in that much of a pileup, you never look a gift horse in the mouth.
I would have thrown a line out on my and just do like just drag a line behind me as I was floating down or paddling down and see what I'd catch. But there was shit.
The great thing about ocean fishing, right, is it's similar to ice fishing. Like 90% of the time, it's just out there, right? So you just clip a bell to the top of your rod, and then like you'll be mid QSO, and you hear the bell go off, and you'd be like, "All right, hold on, I gotta go to the second operator and just let me go get
Depends
my
on
fish."
where your priorities were, because I guarantee for me, the line would be pulling with the fish and it would be out in the middle of the bay. But, they'd be like, oh, well, there goes a rod.
Well, Keith, you told me you've seen seals out there, right?
Oh, yeah. And like by the island, like way upriver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
they'll come up to the kayak and like investigating, like checking it out or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something big splash right before we were getting in the car. I'm like, what the hell was that? Just off to our left. I'm like, that was something big. But yeah, it was really a lot of fun, and it was great. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day, better group of guys. I mean, we just had a blast, and I think if there was only two of us, we probably would have had more contacts because we had to go with like three. I brought the splitter, so we had two mics and three of us. I thought I had a second one. I don't know if I might have thought it was yours, Eric, but I was going to try to do like put one in and then put another one into the splitter so we'd have 3 connections.
Oh yeah, at that point, once you start getting more than 2, you start getting some major issues with the microphones.
It doesn't work.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
Nope.
So we just had 2, and and it worked. It was sometimes, like I said, Keith was good at hearing the call signs, and I was like, what was that call sign again? And then he'd like shove his computer, and he's using hammers. I haven't used hammers, and so I'm like, where is it? And I'm looking up. So finally, what I would do is I would just be like, they'd be like, oh, stand by for second and third operator. I'm like, second operator, Whiskey 1 Sierra Tango Juliet, I need your call sign. And then the guy would give me the call sign. I'm like,
so you're the person who slowed the whole process up. So you could have been at 200 activations, but because you couldn't get the call sign.
Well, Sean was telling me, he goes, oh, good, thank you. I got that wrong.
He just, so he threw you under the bus already. So no problem there, my friend.
Yeah. And then like, so on Polo, right? It'll show if there's a park to park and they spotted themselves, right? It'll show up. Sure. So he's getting the call sign and he didn't hear the park. And I'm just like, and I didn't hear the park either. I'm like, oh, he's at like 4336. And then the guy's like 4336. He goes, holy crap, you got it right. I didn't hear it. It was on my iPad.
That the Polo tells you.
Win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it was really cool, and it was and then it got windy at the very end. So like it's dead calm, nothing, and all of a sudden the wind starts blowing.
The sandbags were lifting off the ground. Yeah,
it was crazy. I was like, oh fuck! I'm like, here it goes. The freaking storm's coming in. The waves are gonna be huge. And then it just stopped.
It just stopped. Yeah.
But
now, you know what I think is absolutely amazing, right? So East's number 1 hunter at that park is Jean-Baptiste.
Mm-hmm.
Foxtrot 4 India Lima Hotel.
He's my number 1 hunter, period. Yeah.
Dude, that guy, I got him well, he hunted when I was with you, and then when I went out again with Shannon, he hunted me again.
Yeah.
So, like, he must have thrown me in the hamlet or whatever. Like, yeah, he is one heck of a good hunter.
Oh, he is.
Dude, he's everywhere. I've watched him so many times.
It's like Kilo 9 Indio Charlie Papa, Bruce.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah,
Bruce. Everyone knows his voice. He's got a distinct voice, and you hear it, you're like, that's Bruce. I don't even have to put that in the log. I'm all good.
Yeah.
Now, we also got a guy that, out of all the calls, one came up as a dupe. But he was at a different park. So he had left the park that we first got him on, and he came back and he's like, oh yeah, guys, I'm on a different park.
Yeah.
So we got to work him again, which was kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out your awards. So I got a couple of questions in terms of like, what's future thinking? Where you going? Like, I mean, you got some contacts you're working. Like, do you have a couple of goals before the end of the year you want to target for? Or are you just kind of just having fun with it and whatever, kind of let the wind lead you where you want to go?
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate enough too that I have 5 parks within a 20-minute drive for me. And one of them is a twofer, which I abuse the shit out of every day. But
is that the Taylor Sawmill one?
Yeah. But goals, I have some longer term ones, not necessarily for the rest of this year, but I'm thinking about activating all of Rhode Island. I'm working on a plan for that. But the big one is activating all 48 lower U.S. states. So
wow.
I found a itinerary that drives through all 48 states in 9 days, and I'm going to try to follow along with something like that. Dude,
that's impressive.
Yeah.
He also needs Paul's boat because there's a park in Maine that you can only get to by a boat. So Paul, you got to hang around a little bit longer. We need your boat.
Cross Island it hasn't been activated in Maine. It's the only park in Maine that hasn't been activated.
Yes, I heard about that one. Yeah, that one's a little challenging to get to for sure, from what I understand. For the locals.
You got to charter a boat to get there.
Yeah, that's the same one that's off of right off of Rye Harbor that a few folks have activated. Really bizarre contacts.
Yeah, we're gonna kayak out to that one.
Hell no. That is a definite no, sir. That'll be speedboat.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all
Well,
right.
if you want the boat, you got to buy it from my father-in-law. I already transferred ownership.
Can we borrow it from him?
Yeah, well,
He's going to sell it in the spring.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Very cool. So, all right. I had two other things here. Let me go find my notes here. So, all right, you've got so anybody you kind of like, if you were going to give some advice, and I'll frame it this way. So if you were going to give someone advice who's obviously, aspiring to seeing that many contacts, like what's the best advice you can give them? Because obviously it takes almost a habitual kind of like, focus, like you had mentioned, because you were, you felt you were very blessed to be able to do this, any day of the week and twice on Sunday kind of thing. So, what would you give to, as an advice to somebody who, maybe wanted to like improve, their current stats?
Well, don't chase the contacts because that's just going to end up turning into a job. But if you want to do that, you just have to put a lot of time into it. So in order to do that, you got to make sure you got the power for it. So, don't expect to go out and make 300 contacts. You've got a 20 amp hour battery, running at 100 watts. So make sure you got the power and make sure you got the time for it because it takes a few hours to get up to that many contacts. So, well,
you can kind of say that for Eagle Island yourself. I mean, you're not taking the amplifier. That was like the first time you took that on the maiden voice of Eagle Island. So that's all 100 watts, my friend. All 29 contacts at 100 watts. So that's impressive. That's determination. So
28 activation.
20. Sorry, without the amplifier.
Yeah. It's almost 10,000 contacts.
Yeah,
it's mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to look at your setup, anything you want to improve on it?
There's actually a better antenna that out there. I think it's Apex that makes it.
It's called the Reliance.
Reliance. No.
Buddy Pole Pro?
Yeah, it's a Buddy Pole Pro. You got me, Todd. That's it. Yes.
I give you a good deal on a hex beam.
But,
it's only one of them broken.
Not really any, no need to really replace anything except for the logging software. I definitely need to upgrade my logging software. Mm-hmm. So I like the benefits that Polo has, and I honestly don't know why I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to do that here soon. So.
Well, so I will say this, and I'm hoping that Sebastian will eventually figure this out. But as of right now, you cannot use Ham2K on a tablet, or I'm sorry, on a laptop.
Yep.
Yeah. So you'll have to change your logging device.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I use my iPad or something.
So other piece with the Ham2K stuff, if you like, so Todd's got obviously a data side on his.
I think you can use it on a Mac. You
can use it on a Mac, but it's running as
on a Mac as long as you get some kind of emulator.
Using Wine or whatever.
No. Mac will run natively on the newer Macs on the M chips. Those will run natively.
Oh, wait a minute. So are we saying a Mac can do something a PC can't do? Now we're talking.
So, yes, as far as I've confirmed that. So it definitely will run on the newer M5 Macs. But from a Windows perspective, there isn't a version of Polo yet. So you have to go to the new version. I would say go to the new version of Hammers if you're already used to Hammers. I moved it when I activated Park in Andover. I didn't have Polo with me. I forgot to bring my iPad. So I had to download Hammers, and the new Hammers is actually not bad. It's pretty slick in terms of just, speed and performance. They've improved a few things in it that you'll probably actually enjoy, especially with like the QSO lookup and some of the mapping and all the other stuff. So I'd say stick with what works well. Don't change it just because Polo's got some cool stuff. Yeah. But play with Polo when you finally got like some time to really sit in front of it, because there's like, you get into the power options, you'll be like, oh, this is, call stacking is phenomenal. It's like you can put 4 or 5 calls. So like where you have, eagle ears, to hear that stuff, you could just easily stack 4 or 5 calls just with a comma. And then, as you work them, it'll just easily insert one at a time after you complete the QSO of hitting, basically the tab or the space. So there's that. And there's on off band activate, like, so you don't have to like wearing hammers, you have to like spot separately or whatever. You can just type from the command line, spot me, and it will spot you with the frequency that is listed and what park you're at already set up your log with. Yeah, it's a lot of cool, fast, advanced stuff that take you a lot of the guesswork out, but play with it first before you get out in an activation and use it. It took me a while. But so I mean, outside of that, I mean, obviously, dude, keep going and keep doing what you're doing, because it's great to have a New Englander that's in that rank, because a lot of the other top guys, we had had a couple of episodes a while back that we talked about a few, because I guess Dan WD4 DAN did a Huntsville video with the top 3 activators. And I don't know if you watched that video, but they talked to those guys, and one of the guys uses ham sticks. So you're, in a small setup and a 991, and none of their gear is like anything spectacular, but they're like the biggest guys when it comes to most contacts and park activations and stuff like that. But they're on the same lockstep with you. They go out 3 or 4 times, and they usually, spend most of their weeks doing just that. So keep it up. So, anything you guys want to throw in?
No, it was an awesome time. I definitely want to do it again. I don't think I'm going to do it in the colder weather. You do need waders, I'll tell you that.
You do.
Unless it's summer and you want to get wet. Yeah. But waders are a definite. So I'll be buying myself a pair of those. Good times. We should get more people out there.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Like, if people, like, I was thinking, like, wow, this would be kind of cool if you had like a whole bunch of people, like, but I don't know if it would work with like more than 3, maybe 4 tops. Like, I don't think there's enough space to get onto like the landing
zone.
The
kayaks alone,
right, might be trouble.
It's definitely on a we'll say private invite for sure.
Let's have a Listerine in hand.
I'd like to see if there was
that's a lot of gear, my friend.
I'd like to see if there was a way to get come in from the other direction. If there was a spot somewhere on the river to be able to launch a kayak from, because there's some clubs up there.
There is, but you have to have memberships. I researched every one of them, all up and down both sides, and there is one public launch ramp or one ramp. But you have to be, you have to live in the city. You have to have like a permit or something, live in Amesbury. That's where it's at. It's in Amesbury.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, I don't live there, so I can't go there.
Well, and if we have to do a live stream from that island, we're going to have a boat, not a kayak. There's no kayaking to that island with that much gear and all the other stuff that we have to do. And, but it would be.
Well, look at, you could take, one of Keith's barges, just get another one and just tow it. You can put all your gear on that.
We have enough kayaks to do it. The more kayaks you got, the more gear you can carry.
It's true.
Good luck trying to all paddle in the same motion.
Just have an armada of kayaks going down the Merrimack River.
God, give me a trolling motor, my friend, at that point.
We got to get flagged, the POTA flags, like the POTA sticking out of the kayaks.
Yes.
POTA fleet.
Yes. Well, no, then we need to change the logo to like the pirate logo, and then just have the POTA, embossed into the pirate symbol too as well. So I left this out, and I wanted to, I'm not going to save it to the end, but I wanted to throw it out there anyway. Hold on a sec. I got to go to Blur. She's gone. Or not, she's gone, but whatever. The question I had for Paul, because obviously he got a chance to experience the same thing that, Todd got to experience with Russell Abbott. Any takeaways, anything you gleaned? Because I know you've activated with me, and we're pretty succinct, and we do our thing, and we know how to, work the mic fast. What was that experience like?
So, first, I got to say, when you're activating with Keith and you have hearing problems, you don't need to wear the hearing aids, because Keith talks loud enough that you don't need them. You don't need them.
I have a tendency to yell. Yeah.
But no. So. One of the things that I wanted to say is, so like when I first got into trying to have any type of social media presence, initially I had an Instagram, right, and it was fishing for therapy, and that was my thing. It was my way of trying to reach out to other veterans and say, look, like this is my form of therapy, and I mean I just absolutely I love fishing, but ham radio is very adjacent to that, in the sense that like it is another form of therapy.
Yeah.
And so just get out, get into nature. You will find that peace and clarity that you're looking for, and to boot, you get to have a ton of fun hanging out with another veteran, making contacts around the world. Like, I mean, Christ, I think we get as far out as like Lithuania or Belgium, and then the other side we were getting California. But yeah, just absolutely great to get together with another veteran and activate a park together.
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah, totally. So yeah, you changing any of your style now since you've had a chance to see the professional do it?
Well, so I'll tell you.
No, I know
right,
you are, but
hold on. I picked up. So Keith has like a normal, New England accent, but when he gets on the air, his accent changes a bit, and the way that you say "park's on the air." I found myself kind of doing that on Thursday, and I was like, November 1, Oscar Golf, park's on the air.
Meanwhile, Shannon's like, "What are you smoking?"
Yeah. So Keith's like, he's like, oh yeah, I sound like a YL on the air. I'm like, that's why he gets all the contacts.
Wow. Oh, there we go. POTUS Secrets Unleashed. You've heard it here. We know this little segment's going to be in Paul's, little snippets, shorts. Male voices acting like females. Next on Livery and Ham.
Well, I'll tell you this. One of the cool things about POTUS is like you can do it by yourself, right? Or you can go out with a buddy and do it, and it's just as fun, if not more fun, when you're hanging out with someone.
100%.
More fun.
And like when we got that park in Lithuania, we were like, all three of us were like, yes, that's
we
a
all
good
were
one.
happy about
Like
that.
as soon as we heard Park to Park and it was a Lithuania station, Keith was like, get that one, God, that's the one we gotta get.
Yeah.
So I was, because we're all like, I don't have that. I haven't hunted that park. Who the hell has a Lithuania park?
You guys weren't fighting over points and who gets to run the 20-meter band during peak solar cycle, or when the gray line decides to move. None of that crap that happens in contesting.
No, we did. I did interrupt sometimes, Keith, when we were trying to work trying to hear something out, but I think it was just because there was three of us, and then I would just and I felt bad. And then I think you did it once. We were like, oh, I'm sorry. Or we would forget to say there was three people here, and then we'd lose the guy. And I'd be like, dude, come back.
Come back.
I've done that before.
That happens sometimes with just two activators.
It does, yeah, a lot of times. Yeah. Or if I come back, I got him, don't worry about it. I'm like, thanks. I'm a human too. Appreciate it.
And it was really cool having Sean there too. He was he was trying to do it on the phone, so he didn't have a laptop, and it's a lot harder to do any of those apps on the phone. So I have to actually send him. I just looked on the thing. He was one short because I think he missed the second contact or something. So I have to send him the my ADIF so he can compare it.
I sent him mine last night, so he went.
Oh, you did?
That. Yeah, that's why we both got 158. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how did I get the extra one?
I don't know. Okay.
Did you make a butt to nut contact or something?
No.
Well,
did you guys get the last one?
I don't know.
We were gonna quit, and I'm like, oh, hold on, there's one more.
I thought I logged everything. So
this brings me to my last question, and I have to ask Keith to answer this honestly, please. We know how Todd struggles. He cannot put the frickin' mic down when things have to end as QRT. Who ended up taking the reins and shutting this, the activation down at the very end?
It was me. Todd.
Okay.
Todd wanted to keep going. Yeah.
I figured so.
Todd wanted to
thought
keep going. Yeah.
But he told me that he has to end on even numbers or like fives.
I didn't
like,
say that.
Yeah.
I did not say I have to end on even numbers.
Yeah,
I accepted 158.
There we go. See how far
Yeah.
apparently. That
But
works right there.
we really, I mean, we had 150 contacts with 9 extra parks. So
To be honest, I offered to stop at 150 because I'm a psycho. I will keep going until I get 600 contacts in my log and not give a shit if I had a drink of water if I piss myself in the last 2 hours. So
Yeah,
I have to remember I have 2 other humans with me.
I'm
that
wearing
need to
adult
do
diapers, not
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So I have to
I'm
think
just-
about the 2 other people here.
I was just getting worried about getting back. I'm like, I don't think I can sit here like another tide cycle.
I was
It'd be
sitting to
pitch
the back of
black.
that.
Huh? Yeah.
Well, there you go. You know,
So then I started thinking. I said, this would be a cool place for like 2 or 3 people to go do field day and just camp out there.
Whoa, no way, dude.
Fuck yeah, Keith and I'll do it if we
That
can
would
figure
be
out a way. If we
awesome
could
to
figure
do
out a
overnight
way
there.
to
That would be
do an
awesome.
overnight,
Yeah.
I
That'd
would
be awesome.
I would absolutely.
If you want to do it, let's do it. We can do it.
We'll scope
Just
it
gotta
out.
bring a
We
tent.
gotta. Yeah, I know, but you have to do it like. I don't think you're allowed to camp out there, so you have to be like.
Who's gonna notice?
Well,
Who is going to notice?
the lights on the island, that would be a
Like,
start.
really?
But
Yeah, until
we'll
like
do it all infrared.
until the moon is full and the high tide is extra high, and next thing you know, like my tent starts floating away. I'm on a waterbed. But it's a very cool place, and it's just awesome, and it's kind of cool that that island's not used for anything, right? It just kind of bird sanctuary or something.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
and now we're using it.
Yeah.
Or you're using it, but I was allowed to use it to a ham radio thing. It was kind of fun. And I'm sure people, like, if they pay attention to their hunters, if there's like hunters out there, like, wow, this is a rare island. Like, this is a rare contact.
People know about it. Yeah.
it's going to start to get more traction, I'm sure, at this point. So, sorry. We'll keep tabs on that one. So, kind of in wrapping up thoughts here, like, so if someone obviously is inspired and has got a ton of questions, as I'm sure they do, how can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to kind of reach out to you? And I know you'll have no problem, reaching back to them and saying hello and.
Discord.
Discord's one. Yeah, well, Discord's a tough one, but yeah.
Yeah, Discord's a tough one. I suck at keeping up with that, so I apologize to everybody on that. But QRZ, just look me up on QRZ. My email address is there. I have people shoot me up all the time asking questions, and I have no problem with it. So please ask away.
Awesome. Okay, dude, that's great. I mean, Ted wants to know to get permission there on
there is
activating
no
that.
permission necessary. No permission necessary.
Ted,
Please,
you can
go
attempt
ahead.
it on your own. There's no reason why. But if you want to
But-
pair up with Keith,
Selling guided tours is not a bad idea, Ted. We're gonna have to talk.
you might be the trial run.
Awesome.
Very cool. Anything you guys want to, Todd, Paul, you want to throw in last?
I think Keith should just buy the island.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Ted's already on the ball with that. His island.
Yeah.
We have to
No.
change it back from.
No, I think if you get an opportunity to do this one, it's definitely an adventure, and it's definitely it's a good time. And like I said, I've never had an activation that was literally from the first call of CQ pile up for 3.5 hours, and the fact that we even took a 15-minute break to come right back,
Right to it.
to it,
Yep.
boom, pile up.
Right
Like
to
you
it.
couldn't even. And at some points, we just all three of us would look at each other like, "Did you get anything?" And we're like, "Nope."
Nope.
QRZ.
Letters and numbers. Yeah. QRZ.
As Paul likes to say, spread them out.
And then I the one thing that I was bummed about, I didn't get Alaska or Hawaii Park to Park. And I even called out, okay, all right, we're going to go with any Alaska stations. Are there any Alaska stations out there? The only time it was quiet. All right, how about Hawaii?
Chirp, chirp.
Quiet, nothing.
Chirp, chirp.
All right, QRZ. Bah! So, yeah, it was a good time.
I just want to say I'm glad that I convinced you to join us on the show, Keith. Absolutely fantastic episode, and really grateful that you came on here to share all of your knowledge and your experience with us.
thank you for having me. I'm really glad I could be a part of the show. It's awesome. I love the show. So
that is, we appreciate you, and we thank you for listening for sure. And you are obviously, I mean, we're not like the clubhouse. We don't do an honorary roll call, which maybe we should start to do, because now that we have an official, call sign, you are obviously an official honorary member. So if you ever want to just like make more contacts in your log, we all three give full permission. You can use the club call sign anytime, anywhere on the island if you want to put Whiskey One Liver and Ham. I would say don't do it on the island because the island's a special thing. The call. Well, Todd kind of went there, but he didn't use our call. But anywhere else, totally fine.
Look, I could have. Right, because one guy said, he goes, "This is my club call sign. You want my personal one?"
You could give him 4 call signs.
Remember that guy? I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You would have never gotten off the island if you had 4 calls, the 3 or 4 call signs on there. They'd be like, "What? Okay, sure, yeah, all right, cool, all right." Well, let's kind of put a bow on this, and like we all said, Keith, dude, this is awesome, and I'm so glad you came on and hung out with us because it's always cool to have folks just as passionate as you to just share all of that awesome knowledge. So hopefully you got a ton of stuff out of this, and hopefully maybe it will inspire you to reach out to Keith and get more info, or maybe set up a time to go activate him if you're in the New England area or whatever. He's obviously looking to get into Rhode Island, so maybe you're in the Rhode Island area. It sounds like he might be a good guy to do a rove with for sure. I mean, he'd definitely come prepared. So with that, thanks again, and we appreciate that. And so, as to everybody, thanks again for joining and living, and thanks for joining Live Free and Ham and the community as well. So we all
thanks for living.
Like we said, exactly right. Thanks for existing. We appreciate you. We can't thank you enough. So as always, if you want to connect with us, you can head over to our Discord, and that I tell you is always super busy, and there's always something going on. And join in on all those conversations. And that link is in our show notes below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all of the awesome, excellent content that's over there. And you can always leave us a review. You can leave us a question. You can follow up with any, from any other episode using our voicemail number at 978-233-1142. Or you can send us an email at livefreeandham@gmail.com. And as always, please, if you want to help support the show financially, you can do that by heading over to our Patreon and buy us a beer links, or head over to our storefront and make sure you check that out and buy some merch from us because it helps keep the show going. And so with that, thanks again for listening. And from all of us here at Live Free and Ham and Keith, AC1RH 73.
Hold on.
And thanks for everybody in the chat. I keep forgetting those guys. You guys help us. So with that, 7 3s. And as always, later.